Grammar isn't really the biggest challenge for native speakers to learn their mother language, but research shows it's the biggest challenge for English learners, and it impacts both speaking and writing. Why do you think that is, Luna?
Well, probably because grammar is like a puzzle. It's tricky to piece together, especially when the rules feel endless. But I'm curious, what else does the research say?
Well, it says grammar struggles often come from not just vocabulary gaps, but also trouble with structures. That can make expressing ideas harder, right?
Right. That's why today's episode is all about uncovering 5 truths about grammar. Whether grammar feels like your friend or your foe, we'll give you clarity by the end.
And to make it even better, we've created a free resource for you, our Top 30 Common Grammar Mistakes Guide. It's an amazing tool to help you understand and fix the most common errors beginners make.
You can download it for free. Just check the link in the description or on our website. Just download and review it. It's perfect for spotting those little mistakes that trip you up.
And before we dive in, guys, tell us, what's your English goal? I mean, are you learning for work, exams, travel, or just for fun?
Yeah, because knowing your goal can really change how you approach grammar. Stick with us, and we'll explain why in this episode.
No perfect English exists. Okay, let's dive into the first truth. No perfect English exists. Do you know what that means? It means that even native English speakers often make grammatical mistakes all the time. Can you believe that, Luna?
Wait, really? I thought native speakers had it all figured out. Give me an example, Noah.
Well, think about phrases like me and John went, or I seen that. These are common errors, even among fluent speakers.
Ah, I see. So people will say, me and my friend went to the store instead of my friend and I went to the store.
Exactly. And even with something like I seen that movie last week, instead of I saw that movie last week. It's so natural in conversation, yet grammatically incorrect.
Wow, so even native speakers don't always follow the rules? That's kind of reassuring, actually. By the way, reassuring means something that makes you feel more confident or less worried. When I say it's reassuring, I mean it's comforting to know that I don't have to be perfect to speak English well.
And you know what? It's not just random mistakes. English changes depending on the region, like British English, American English, Australian English. All of them have their own quirks.
That's true. Like in informal British English, people might say, she were there, but Americans would say, she was there. Same meaning, just different grammar.
Exactly. And it's not just about geography, but context too. Grammar changes depending on who you're talking to.
For sure. Like with friends, you might say, gonna grab some food. But at work, you'd probably say, I'm going to get some food.
And neither is wrong. It's just about what feels right for the situation.
That's a good point. So, grammar really depends on the context and who you're talking to.
Exactly. No one speaks perfect grammar all the time. But does that mean you don't need to care about grammar? Let's move on. A strong grammar foundation helps you learn faster. All right, so Luna, let's clear something up. Just because even native speakers make grammar mistakes, does that mean grammar isn't important?
Well, I don't feel like that. Here's the thing. Grammar is like the rule book for English. Think about it like playing a game. If you want to win at chess, you've got to know the rules, right?
Exactly. And English works the same way. Knowing the grammar rules helps you understand how to form sentences, spot patterns, and express yourself better.
Right. Without those rules, forming correct sentences would be like playing a game without knowing how to play.
Imagine playing soccer without knowing you can't touch the ball with your hands. You'd be so confused about why everyone keeps stopping the game.
Oh yeah, that would be a mess. But once you know the rules, it's smooth sailing. In English, grammar helps you understand the why behind how sentences are built.
And you start seeing patterns, like when you learn how to form past tense. Once you get it, like I played or I worked, you can apply it to hundreds of verbs. No need to memorize every sentence.
It's like unlocking a shortcut. Grammar helps you learn faster and smarter. And the best part? It saves you so much time in the long run.
100%. When you know the rules, you don't waste time asking, why do they say it like that? Or, how do I make this sentence polite? You already know.
And that confidence makes all the difference. Imagine not having to second guess yourself every time you speak. Knowing the basics like subject-verb agreement, he runs, not he run, makes you more confident.
Confidence leads to more practice, and more practice means better fluency. When you know the basics, you don't hesitate.
So in the end, having a strong grammar foundation is a huge time saver and makes learning way more efficient. The more you know, the faster you can learn and speak naturally.
So don't skip the grammar foundation. It's the key to unlocking faster learning and building the confidence to speak without hesitation. Grammar is important for formal settings. So Luna, we've talked about how grammar is important in casual conversation, but what about formal situations? How does grammar affect things like job interviews or official emails?
Great question. In those situations, grammar is crucial. Imagine you're in a job interview. If you say, "Can I have the job?" versus, "I would like to request the position," the second one shows more professionalism, right?
Right, it's all about showing respect. Proper grammar makes you sound serious and professional, which is exactly what you need in formal settings.
For example, "I have completed the report" sounds way more polished than "I done the report." The first one shows credibility.
And when people hear or read that, they're more likely to trust and respect you because you're communicating clearly and correctly.
For sure, and miscommunication in formal settings can be costly. Imagine telling your boss, "Let meet 3 o'clock." That's unclear and confusing compared to, "Let's meet at 3 o'clock."
Yeah, small grammar mistakes like that can cause big misunderstandings, especially in business or academic settings.
Right. And writing is permanent, unlike speaking. What you write stays around, often being shared with others. So, if you write, "There is an issue with the project," it doesn't just look unprofessional, it makes you seem careless.
The correct version would be, there is an issue with the project. Simple mistake, but it makes a huge difference.
And in formal situations, there are higher expectations. In casual conversations, people forgive little mistakes. But in a job interview, saying, "I ain't got no experience," would leave a bad impression.
For sure. A clearer way to say it would be, I don't have experience, but I'm eager to learn. It's much more professional.
And grammar doesn't just help with interviews. It also helps you score higher in exams or presentations. Good grammar helps you express your ideas more clearly.
Plus, good grammar opens doors. It can help you impress employers, clients, and anyone you're trying to communicate with in a professional setting.
That's so true. Even small mistakes can change how people perceive you. For example, "I hope to contribute positively to the team" sounds off, but "I hope to contribute positively to the team" sounds much more confident and credible.
So, a quick tip. Before you go into a formal situation, double-check your grammar. Use tools like Grammarly or have someone review your writing. And when speaking, practice being clear and slow to avoid mistakes.
Yeah, slow and steady wins the race. It helps you stay confident and avoid those grammar mistakes in high-pressure situations.
Communication can still be effective without perfect grammar. Let's be honest, most English conversations are everyday conversations, right? Does grammar really matter when you're chatting with friends or ordering coffee?
Great question. Honestly, in those situations, people care more about understanding you than perfect grammar. I mean, when you order coffee, no one's worried about whether your sentence is flawless.
Right. It's all about getting the message across. I remember one time a student said, "I know go yesterday." The grammar wasn't perfect, but the meaning was crystal clear.
Exactly. And that's the point. Communication is about conveying your ideas. not about having perfect grammar. For example, if you say, "Yesterday I no go to work because sick," we all get that you mean, "I didn't go to work yesterday because I was sick."
Yeah, people will understand you no matter what. The message is what's important. And in real-life conversations, context also fills in the gaps.
Definitely. Like, if you're pointing at a train schedule and say, "When this come," everyone will know you mean, "When does this train arrive?" Even if your grammar's off, the message is clear.
And don't forget, even native speakers make grammar mistakes all the time. They'll say things like, "Where's he at?" instead of, "Where is he?" Or, "I don't got any money," instead of, "I don't have any money."
That's true. So, it shows that grammar isn't the key to good communication. It's about connection, not correctness.
Great point, Luna. To make it simple, think of communication like a meal. The grammar is the table setting. It makes things nicer, but it's not as important as the food, your ideas.
Well, even if the table setting isn't perfect, everyone can still enjoy the meal. It's your ideas that matter most.
Know your target. So guys, by now, you probably have an answer as to whether grammar is important or not. We've talked about grammar in different situations, but how do you know how much grammar to focus on? Do you need to learn it all or just the basics?
Well, it all depends on your goal. If you're preparing for an exam, then yes, you'll need to focus on grammar rules. But if you're traveling, you don't need perfect grammar, just survival phrases to be understood.
So for travel, it's about communication, not perfection. Like, where is the nearest hotel is enough. You don't need to worry about advanced grammar.
But if your goal is an exam, grammar is a lot more important because tests usually assess accuracy, like subject-verb agreement, she runs versus she run. Getting that right can make a big difference.
Good point. And for business or work, grammar is even more crucial. If you're sending an email saying, "I will contact you tomorrow," sounds much more professional than "I contact you tomorrow."
Yeah, grammar definitely matters more in formal settings like that. But, you know, if you overemphasize grammar for casual stuff, you could miss out on real conversations.
Oh yes, if you're too focused on grammar, you might slow yourself down. For example, instead of stressing over perfect tenses, learn basic phrases like, "Can I get this?" or "How much?"
Totally. And as you use them, grammar will develop naturally. So, in casual conversations, focus on being understood, not perfection.
Yeah, like saying, "I'm gonna go" instead of "I'm going to go." It's perfectly fine in a relaxed setting.
Yeah, but when it comes to formal situations, like job interviews or writing essays, clear grammar is key. You want to make a strong impression.
All right, before we wrap up, don't forget to grab your free PDF, Top 30 Common Grammar Mistakes. It's a great way to quickly tackle those tricky areas that we all slip up on.
Yeah, this guide is perfect for helping you avoid the most common grammar mistakes. Trust me, it'll make a difference.
And remember, grammar isn't about being perfect. It's about knowing the rules so you can communicate clearly. Build a strong foundation, adjust to your goals, and don't be afraid to make mistakes.
Don't forget, mistakes are part of learning. Just keep practicing and you'll improve with time.
Let us know what grammar struggles you've had or what goals you're working towards. Drop us a comment.
Yeah, we're always here to help and support you. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you in the next episode.